All right, welcome to the new system. Today we're going to be doing anterior strength, which means we're going to be working on the front side of our bodies. As we do this, you're going to notice that we're going to follow a pretty clear pattern throughout the class today. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to warm up. We're going to warm up our legs, and we're going to warm up our hips and our core. And then after that, we're going to go through we're going to do some upper body work and some lower body work and some upper body work and then some accessory work, and we'll be done. So step number one that we're going to do today is we're actually going to start by swinging our leg forward and backward. So what I want to do is put my hand on some sort of object, and I want my inside leg to be the leg that I'm swinging. So in this particular case, I'm going to have my inside leg, and this is my right leg. You're seeing probably left. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to swing it forward and swing it back. I want to make sure that there's no objects around me that I can hit. And I'm just going to open my hip up by swinging forward and backward like this. So we're going to do that for 30 seconds on each side. So find an object to put your hand on, starting in 3, 2, 1. I'm going to swing my leg. So forward, backward, just like so. This shouldn't be, you're not going to do this with like hard, fast movement, but I also shouldn't be rounding my body or twisting my upper body. That's why my hand is on an object, so that way I'm not turning like this. I'm keeping my hand anchored. And I'm just opening up my hips, stretching the hip flexor on the way back and the back of the hip on the way forward. All right, we're going to go ahead and switch sides, starting in 3, 2, 1, swinging forward and back, forward and back. Again, as the leg swings back, stretching the hip flexors, keeping the chest relatively forward. My other leg is also warming up. Even though it's the stance leg, it's not moving. The pelvis is still rotating around the head of the femur, and I'm warming up the rotators in my hips, which is super important because rotation is one of the movement profiles we lose first. And that's why we want to always be maintaining good rotation of the shoulders and hips. Now, the next two movements that we're going to do, we'll be doing on a regular basis as part of the warm-up, which is I'm going to take a wide stance with my feet, and I'm going to rock gently side to side into my knees and ankles. You'll notice I'm not going all the way down. I'm just keeping my feet flat on the ground, rocking side to side, driving my knees over my toes. You're going to see this one a lot as part of the warm-up. So we're going to do this for 45 seconds on just alternating sides. So we're just going to rock to one side, 1. I don't know how many we'll do in 45 seconds, 1, but we're going to do them anyway. 2, I can also have my hands up. 2, I don't need to go real deep. 3, but I'm keeping, in this instance, my foot flat on the ground. 4, 4. So hips go back, knees go forward, feet stay flat on the ground, just like so. 6, 6, 7, 7, 8, 8. Looks like we're going to get 10. 9, 9, 10, 10. Very good. Now what we're going to do is a movement that is the opposite of that. It's called Shiko. And the idea is I'm going to have my knees flexed, my back nice and straight. I'm going to rock to one side and extend my leg, and then rock to the other side and extend my leg. And I'm working on balance, and I'm also working on stabilization of the pelvis from the hip joint. So I'm going to Shiko one way, 1, then I'm going to Shiko the other way, 1. And we're going to do this a few times. 2, this is a longevity exercise. 2, that's often done in Japan. 3, to help people with balance. 3, leg strength. 4, mobility. 4, and coordination. 5. Now notice I'm moving pretty far. I'm pretty comfortable with this exercise. You might be here, and that's okay. You can be here, but you got to keep your balance under control. The whole reason we work on balance is so we don't fall. So we're not trying to put ourselves in a position where we're on the edge of failure. We want to be in the sphere of success, right? I have no idea even how many we've done at this point, but it doesn't matter because it's basically part of the warm-up. Very good. Now we're going to grab our yellow band. If you don't have a yellow band, you can use a broomstick or even a belt or something. You just need something that's long. And we're going to do over the top to open up the chest. So I'm going to take my band. Excuse me. I'm going to go over the top and come back down close to my body. Seeing it from the front, I'm going to go over the top, back down in front of my body, just like so. We're going to do 10 of these to help open up our shoulders and chest. This is great for anti-desk posture. Starting in 3, 2, 1. I'm going to go over, 1, and back. 1, 2, good, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4, 5, 5, 6, 6, 7, 7, 8, 8, 9, 9, 10, 10. Now, as you can see here, my home setup, I've got my door anchor belt here with my bands attached to it. And I've got my suspension trainer. I've got my pull-up bar. I've got everything I need right here. And you know, one of the huge benefits of having things out and set up is it reminds you to exercise. You can always do a couple extra reps, and you know, if you're in your living room, that's a room set up that's cozy. But if you have what I call a courage corner or an exercise corner in the room that's always set up, it reminds you to make sure you get your strength training in today. That's super duper important. This is called a behavioral design. So what we're going to do now is we're going to do a overhead press. Now, we're always going to be using our bands and our suspension trainer and all kinds of other things, but we might use some other things too. So the first thing I'm going to use is my band to do a banded overhead press. Now, overhead pressing is harder than chest pressing, so I want to pick a band that I know I'm comfortable with. I'm going to step onto the band with my feet. I'm going to bring the band up so that my hands are in front of me with my elbows under my hands. So I don't want my elbows out or in like this. And I'm going to keep it low at this chest level. I'm going to drive up and then slowly lower it back down. To see me from the side when I do this, I'm going to bring it up. I'm going to press, slowly bring it down, keeping my glutes tight and my core tight. I don't want to be arching back like this. That can hurt my lower back. So we're going to do 8 to 12 repetitions. You can do as many as you want, depending on what you're capable of doing and what's available to you. And remember, I mean, if you don't have bands available and you have dumbbells, you can always do that too, but I'll be using bands. So we're going to bring it up. We're going to do 8 to 12. We're going to go up quick, slowly bring it down. 1, up quick, slowly bring it down. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Very good. Set it down. All right, let's take a 30-second break. Make sure my watch is working. Let's take a 30-second break, and we're actually going to do 4 sets today. So we're going to do 4 total sets instead of 3. But depending on whatever your program calls for, of course. So we've got 15 seconds, not 15 minutes. We're going to do 3 more sets. Now, you'll notice that I'm using, for me, your band is probably black, mine's maroon because of where I got it. But we have 4 levels of band. This is my 3rd level of band. You could be using level 1 or level 2, and that is perfectly fine. Let's go for number 2. Bring it up, and we're going to press, starting in 3, 2, 1. 1, 2, 3, slow on the way down. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Very good. I'm going to bring it down. Take a break. That's number 2. Now, when you're resting, make sure that you have water nearby. I brought my water. It's supposed to be in the upper 90s where I am today. So I need to hydrate. I made sure to get my jog in early in the morning before the sun got too high. Let's go for number 3. All right, starting in 3. You should get your steps in too. 2, 1, bring it up and press. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Very good. That's 3rd set. We're going to do 1 more for good measure. Now, these workouts should last between 30 and 40 minutes. This is the very first of the beginner series, and we're definitely trying to scale our efforts to that beginner level. So I'm going to show some modified stuff today. And we get to do all kinds of variations of certain movements, but you'll learn over time that there's a flow to this. All right, let's do 1 more, starting in 3, 2, 1. Bring it up and press. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Very good. All right. So now we're going to go ahead and put this band away because we're not going to use it anymore. And we're going to go ahead now and move on to a lower body exercise that focuses on the front of our legs. These are called our quadriceps. So what we are going to do is we are going to go ahead and step back into a lunge, getting as low as we can without putting our knee on the ground, and then step back up like I just showed. I'm going to have my hands up for balance. I'm not going to put them on my hips. I'm going to step back into a lunge, keeping my knee over my toes, and then come back up, just like so. We are going to do 8 to 12 on each side. Keep control of your knee position and make sure that you maintain good balance. That's why you have your hands up in what I call a T-Rex position. I want to keep my head over my feet. That's really key in this. And I'm going to start with my weaker leg first. So hands are going to be up. I'm going to show them initially sideways, and then I'll adjust position on the second leg. So I'm going to start with my left leg first because that's my weaker leg. I'm going to step back as low as I can without putting my knee down. 1, keeping my weight over my front leg. 2, trying to keep my chest upright. 3, if my knees are aching. 4, I'm not going to go quite as low. 5, 6, I'm keeping most of the weight over the front legs. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We're going to switch sides starting in 3, 2, 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Very good. Take a break. Take 30 seconds off. We're going to do that for 3 more sets. It's really important that when we're doing this, you're paying attention to where your hips are pointing and where your balance is. Balance is super important for longevity, health, and wellness. Falls are exceptionally devastating to humans, so you can fall only a few feet and seriously injure yourself. This is why we focus on balance so much. It's really, really important for longevity, health, and wellness. Let's go for number 2. Starting in 3, 2, 1. Stepping back. 1, 2. Keeping my balance. Staying inside my frame of control. 3, 4, meaning I shouldn't be wiggling around. 5, 6. If you can't go as low as me, that's okay. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Switch sides. I'm going to show it from this side now, starting in 3, 2, 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Good, that's 2. 2 more to go. Take a break. Get some water if you need it. These workouts should be between 30 and 40 minutes. So for most people, that's doable. One of the reasons I advocate to my clients having the equipment in your house, having it accessible, having it be compact so that it can be mobile, and having it out in the open is so that you aren't wasting a bunch of time commuting to a gym, but also so that you are more likely to use it because it's right there in your own home. All right, starting in 3, 2, 1. Third set. 1, 2. You should be feeling the top of your leg or your hip. 3. If you're feeling your knees, you might be driving your knee too far forward over your toes. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Switch sides, other side, starting in 3, 2, 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Very good. Take a break. Grab some water if you need it. We've got one more set to go. The main key in all of this is that we're doing the most important part. We're showing up. Showing up is 80% of the work. 80% of the work is just starting. It's overcoming that barrier of getting off the couch or setting aside the time. 80% of it's just showing up. So create an environment where that isn't just a good idea, it's built into the system. All right, here we go. Last one. Starting in 3, 2, 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Very good. Switch sides. Starting in 3, 2, 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Very good. Now what we're going to do is go to an upper body chest pressing movement that's known as a table push-up. Now, if you have a suspension trainer, you can use a suspension trainer, but suspension trainers are unstable. That's part of their benefit. They're more similar to free weights. But if that instability is challenging for you and you can't go all the way down to the ground to do a full push-up, you can do a table push-up. And a table push-up looks like this. Step 1, I need a surface. Literally any surface will do. In this case, I have a basic table. I'm going to set it up here just like this. In fact, I'm going to change our angle here so we can get a slightly different position on this. So, I've got my table. It's right here. It's up against something hard. You can also use, like, for example, a kitchen counter or a bar. A park bench is a great example. You can use the back of a park bench or the front of a park bench. But I can make this lower and lower to the ground until I can do full push-ups. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my hands right on the edge of the table. I'm going to make sure that my body's in a nice solid plank by squeezing my glutes and getting on the balls of my feet. I'm going to lower my chest to the table, keeping my elbows in and my shoulder blades pinched back. Okay? And what you're going to do is slowly lower and come up quickly. We're going to do, as long as it's a stable surface. If it's not a stable surface, if it's a little rickety, then don't come up so quick. Go a little slower. Nothing wrong with that. I'm just going to adjust the camera here. So what I'm going to do is place my hands on the table. I'm going to slowly lower, like 3, 2, 1, up, just like so. We're going to do 8 to 12 of those for 4 sets, starting in 3, 2, 1. I'm going to lower, keeping my elbows tucked in, my shoulder blades back and down. 1, 2, 3. Trying to bring my sternum 4 to the edge of the table. 5. If I can't get that low, that's okay. I'll work on it. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, just like so. That is your basic table push-up. So we're going to take 30 seconds off. We're going to do 3 more sets of those. I want to make sure that as I'm coming down, I'm pinching my shoulder blades back, trying to bring my sternum right here between my pectoral muscles, at the very right in between bottom of my rib cage, top of my rib cage, right here. I'm trying to bring my hands in line right there so that I can pinch my shoulder blades back and keep my elbows in tight. I don't want to be up here. That's a no-no. All right, let's go for number 2. Starting in 3, 2, 1. Lower. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Good, that's number 2. Take a break. 2 more to go. And then after that, we're going to do what's called an accessory movement. And the reason they're called accessory movements is because they focus on something small and specific that supports what we're doing. So in this case, we're going to be doing triceps. But triceps aren't on the front side of your body, Ryan. You're right, they're not. They're agonists to a pressing movement. So these workouts are movement specific, not muscle specific. So we're going for number 3. Starting in 3, 2, 1. Slowly down, up quick. 1, 2, 3. Elbows back and down, shoulders pinched back. 4. Now you, of course, 5, can do regular push-ups. 6, if this is too easy for you. 7, or suspension trainer, if that's all you have available. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Fantastic. Take a break. Let's do 1 more. Now, remember, you're doing your strength training, and that's good. Try to get your steps in. Try to get 10,000 steps a day. The average American gets under 7,000 steps a day. That's not good. Actually, the average Westerner, that's all Europeans. Americans are just over 5. Get your steps in. It's importante. You need at least 30 minutes of basic cardiovascular activity a day. And if you get 30 to 40 minutes of strength training 3 to 4 days a week, and you get cardiovascular activity 30 to 40 minutes 3 to 4 days a week, you're doing better than like 80% of the population, regardless of what your fitness level is. It will improve if you're doing that consistently. All right, starting in 3, 2, 1. And remember, you want to make it all doable. 1, 2, like you don't have to kill yourself. 3, it's just got to be doable. 4, and of course a healthy diet. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Great job. All right, now we're going to go ahead and slide that out of the way. And we're going to go ahead and set up our tricep extensions. I'm going to show you how to do that right here. So what you're going to notice here, actually, let's go right here. 2. Thanks for helping with the camera angles. Let's do that. So you'll notice that I have this strap here with it's attached to my door. And I've got all my bands on it like this. Ta-da! Just like so. This is just a strap that goes around the door and is linked on the other side. What I'm going to do, and I keep my bands on carabiners because it just makes them easy to move around. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take my red band here. I would recommend the red or the yellow one. I've got this little loop. I'm just going to loop it through that, like so, just like that. I'm going to grab onto each end, and I'm going to push down towards my pockets, like so. And that's it. That's a basic tricep extension. So I've got my band set up. We're going to do 8 to 12 of these on at a time. We're going to do 8 to 12 of these at a time. Starting in 3, 2, 1. Elbows attached to the side, push down to the pockets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Very good. And then we'll take a little break. Now, you're going to notice if we're doing 4 sets of this, this might get challenging. One of the cool things about this setup is that I can take a smaller band, like my yellow one here, and I can throw it through there too, right? So if I want to downgrade and use my yellow band like so, I can do that too. Because I'm willing to bet I'm not going to get to 12 repetitions for all 4 sets. My triceps are tired. So I'm going to do red again, but I've got it set up where I can change it if I need to. All right, starting in 3, 2, 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. There we go. Taking a little break. We're going to do 2 more. You can see I'm getting sweaty. It's getting hot. That's okay. Just so you know, this is not your average YouTube. I don't have a crew of 5 people that help me professionally produce these videos. This is my living room. So I am a normal dude, just like you, just trying to help people get into shape and, you know, age gracefully. Starting in 3, 2, 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Now you'll notice that I'm grabbing onto the inside of the band. I've also shown it where you grab, there's 2 ways you can do this. And if you have handles, of course you can use handles. But you can grab it like this, or you can grab it like this. Both are correct. This is a new band, and I found that grabbing it like this, I found rather challenging the first set. So I switched to the inside grip. To be honest, it's not significantly better. It really just comes down to comfort. All right, we're gonna go for 1 more. So I'm gonna do the other grip this time. Starting in 3, 2, 1, go. 1, 2, 3. You gotta really keep your body tight, keep your glutes tight. 4, Get your weight over the band. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. All right, that's it. In 35 minutes, we did it. So this is Anterior 1, A1 day. So beginner level. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them in the section below. And we'll see you tomorrow for posterior, P1, posterior day.